Vanimo Green MP seeks answers for suspended clerk. Enga Governor concerned with shortage of core subject teachers. And PNG Pukpuks begin preparations for the FORU Cup.
This is National EMTV News with Neville Choi.
Good evening and thank you for joining me. This is Saturday's news. Vanimo Green MP Belden Nama yesterday sought legal interpretation from the Attorney General on the sacking of the Sundown Provincial Assembly clerk. Mr. Nama wanted to know why the clerk of the Sundown Assembly, Simon Melundu, was suspended based on legal opinion and not a court order. The suspension followed the Provincial Assembly's election of Mr. Nama as the Governor of West Sepik on the 22nd of April this year.
Honorable members,
West Sepik governorship was once again raised in Parliament yesterday by Belden Nama, who was elected as governor by 11 LLG presidents in April this year. The member for Vanimo Green and Provincial Assembly elected governor maintains that his election followed due process and challenged those opposing his election to take the matter to court. Making reference to a newspaper report, Mr. Nama questioned the suspension of the Sundown Provincial Assembly clerk.
Can the Attorney General advise this Parliament why was the clerk of the Sundown Provincial Assembly suspended? And number two, if anybody has any issue, if the member for ITP Lumi or member for Nuku is obsessed with me as the governor of Sundown, they take the matter to court. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Justice Minister Anopala, in response, told the House that according to the Parliament's standing order, no member of Parliament is allowed to seek opinion from the Attorney General. However, the topic is of importance and calls for an answer.
Important question, and the reason I understand for the standing order is that these professional questions or questions relating to specific legal issues must be properly assessed and answered.
The Attorney General said in view of the standing order, the questions raised are related to a specific legal issue and therefore a proper response will be delivered in response to the questions.
The Governor, for me to have these issues referred to be properly assessed, and I will report back to him because it is a strict legal opinion, and this Parliament should be benefited with the best legal position on the matter.
Michelle Amba, National EMTV News.
Intergovernment Relations Minister Grand Chief Leo Dion has told Parliament that Day MP Wesley Nukuns can still operate without a local level government. This was in response to the local MP who sought clarification on legal grounds of him operating without an LLG. This comes after the Electoral Commissioner declared the Day local level government elections in Western Highlands Province void.
Since the Day local level government election was declared void by the PNG Electoral Commissioner, Sir Andrew Trowen, there is no representation of the people at the ward level, even no council president. The Open MP called on the Intergovernment Relations Minister, Grand Chief Leo Dion, to justify if it was legal for him to run a district without a council or president.
Inablong minister, emi can talk several people below day. Long emi alpha and medresim this la issue. Inablo you can conduct a new election. Suppose I'm short lo money me can some money below me district law. Long me can conduct an election.
Grand Chief Leo Dion said several issues concerning this election is within Electoral Commission's jurisdiction. However, he assured Open MP to continue to perform his roles and responsibilities at this time.
An Open member, chairman of the District Development Authority, can use all the, your discretion in order to, not to appoint, but to see that there's legal advice where you've been kissing, you can exercise those.
The minister responsible reminded Parliament that the Electoral Commission is an independent office, but correspondence will be made with the Electoral Commissioner's office relating to this matter. Fabian Hakelitz, National EMTV News.
The Westpac Outstanding Women Awards 2015 was launched last night at the Grand Papa Hotel in Port Moresby. The WOW Awards, previously known as the Westpac Women in Business Awards, was first established in 2007, with women being awarded in 5 different categories and the overall Westpac Outstanding Woman of the Year Award.
The Westpac Outstanding Women Awards recognizes and rewards women for their achievements in the private and public sectors, in communities, in business, and celebrates young achievers. The WOW Awards were launched in a small yet significant ceremony last night to mark the beginning of nominations for the awards.
So nominations are now open until September 25. To make nominations easy, they're on an online form for the first time, and there's also the printed one.
This year will mark 9 years since its inception. Also present at the launch was recipient of the 2014 Westpac Outstanding Women of the Year Award, Leslie Eli Taviri.
The experience has just been phenomenal for me, apart from giving me the opportunity to develop as a person in my public speaking skills, which is probably a strength that a lot of us don't have. It's given me immense exposure in terms of network, in terms of connecting with people. It's also allowed me to grow and develop personally, and the opportunities just come to my door almost every day.
There are 7 awards, and I'll just run through them if I can. So the Pacific Assurance Public Sector Award, the PricewaterhouseCoopers Private Sector Award, the Steamships Not-for-Profit Award, the SP Brewery Entrepreneur Award, the Trukai Community Award, the IBBM Young Achievers Award, and the More Printing Sports Award.
Sasha Pesilovo, National EMTV News.
You're watching Saturday's News. More local stories after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to the news. Enga Governor Sir Peter Ipatas is concerned about the country's shortfall of teachers in secondary schools. The Enga Governor said the country must empower institutions in raising the number of qualified academics in the subjects of language and literature, mathematics and science.
The Enga Governor expressed that despite a growing number of teacher colleges and universities in the country, there is a shortfall in the number of highly qualified teachers in schools around the country. Governor Ipatas said from Enga's experience, PNG needs qualified nationals.
Just running short of teachers at the secondary school level that are qualified and can teach, especially subjects of English, science and maths.
Higher Education, Science and Research Minister Malakai Tabar said the government is working towards building and empowering academics through studies which will see qualified teachers not only at university level but secondary as well.
Approve academic scholarship program for our lecturers from universities, and they must all work for a PhD.
Minister Tabar said the Higher Education Department has reviewed working mechanisms to improve the ratio of students dropping out of school after completing year 12.
We have this task upon this department and obviously every other agency of government to help us to make sure that we can accommodate all those students who will be coming on.
Jack Lapave Jr., National EMTV News.
Meanwhile, Higher Education Minister Malakai Tabar says there is a growing concern in universities of students failing subjects during the first semester of school. Minister Tabar says leading universities in the country are now tightening up on this trend by introducing online exams before enrolling students.
I've been talking about an online program between the months of November and February of the following year. This is to make sure that the student that is selected in the selection process at the end of the year in this department is tested again and qualifies effectively to enroll. They have had Unitec, UPNG and Goroka. They have had some issues with students recording an A in biology or language and literature, but when they do enroll effectively through their first semester, they fail some of those courses.
Commuters in the autonomous region of Bougainville have been urged to take precautions and choose vehicles that are roadworthy before getting on them. Buka Hospital staff confirmed that one vehicle in central Bougainville overturned after the driver lost control. No casualties were reported, but 11 passengers with major injuries were admitted to the Buka Hospital, with those sustaining bone fractures undergoing orthopedic surgery. The Japanese Embassy in Port Moresby, through its culture programs, is educating Papua New Guineans about Japanese culture. Japan's ambassador to Papua New Guinea, Morio Matsumoto, encouraged all Papua New Guineans to learn about the Japanese culture to broaden their thinking.
Tanabata or Star Festival is celebrated once every year during the summer season in Japan. It is one of the many Japanese festivals hosted by the Japanese Embassy to give Papua New Guineans a glimpse into the Japanese culture. Japan's ambassador to Papua New Guinea, Morio Matsumoto, and his wife, Yoko Matsumoto, treated guests to a taste of the Tanabata festival. Ambassador Matsumoto emphasized the importance of cultural preservation. He says Papua New Guineans must learn to coexist with their culture in this day of modernization. Papua New Guinea has a lot to learn from Japan on how to develop while retaining its culture and not losing it. Festivals such as Tanabata restores and reaffirms Japan's unique culture, and Ambassador Matsumoto encouraged those present to promote their own cultural festivals in their own way. Mickey Cavera, National EMTV News.
You're with National EMTV News. Trukai Sports is up next, and the PNG Pukpuks start preparing for their FORU Cup campaign. Details after the break.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. The Post-Pacific Games program and the countdown to the Federation of Oceania Rugby Union Cup has begun for the PNG Pukpuks. The Pukpuks have continued their preparations in Port Moresby and will see the call of players in outside centres to join camp in the coming weeks. The three-time champions will hope to regain the title after going down and giving it away to Cook Islands in 2013.
While the hype of the Pacific Games have died out, the PNG Pukpuks are in full swing of their preparations for the FORU Cup scheduled for September. The selection of Tisa and Junior Kautu, Libet Soang, Adek Nayo and Nigel Ganya has added some experience to the team.
Preparation has been good. The tournament and the preparation itself has been under the radar because of the SP Games, but boys have been training well, the Moresby boys that is.
With Capital Rugby Union's season proper yet to commence, match fitness lies the only concern for the Port Moresby-based players.
Pretty much our disadvantage right now is we don't have a comp, so we're just trying as much as possible to get the guys in some sort of good match condition before the actual games.
Counting down the weeks to September, Brisbane-based and players from outside centres will be called in for their final build-up. Scholar Sengi, National EMTV Sports.
And in Rugby League, round 14 of the Intercity Cup tomorrow will see Simbo Lions take on Snacks Tigers in a top-of-the-table clash in Lae. Mendi Muruks will face fourth-place Gurias in Mendi, while Goroka Lahanis will have to redeem their hopes for a finals berth when they take on the Hela Wigman in Goroka. Hagen Eagles will take on Port Moresby Vipers in Mount Hagen, while the Gulf Isapayas will take on the Wagi Tumbe in Port Moresby. And in NRL, the Brisbane Broncos maintained their standings on the NRL ladder with a comprehensive 34-0 thumping of state rivals Gold Coast Titans last night. The Titans did everything possible but could not turn chances into points. And that report wraps up Trukai Sports. We'll bring you all the weather details after these short messages.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
And the weather forecast for tonight and tomorrow in the southern region, Port Moresby and Kerama, chances of showers. Daro mostly fine and brief showers for Alatau, thundery showers for Popaneta. In the Momase region, thundery showers for Lae, brief showers in Madang, and mostly fine in Wewak and Vanimo. In the New Guinea Islands, all centres experiencing thundery showers, while showers and moderate to fresh southeast winds for Lorengau. And in the Highlands region, Mount Hagen, Mendi and Wabek, brief showers, then morning fog. Possible thundery showers, then morning fog for Goroka and Kundiawa. Before we go, recapping our headlines again. Vanimo Green MP Belden Nama seeks explanation of suspended Sundown Assembly Clerk. Enga Governor Sir Peter Ipatas wants government to address shortfall of qualified secondary teachers. And the PNG Pukpuks prepare for their FORU Cup campaign. And that's the news, sports and weather for Saturday, 25th of July, 2015. On behalf of the news team, pleasant viewing. Good night.